On the first day, I got there and breezed through the entrance. Today was all about panels. Actually, most of Vidcon I had planned around panels, which might have been a mistake. I went to panels about writing scripts, science education, mental health, past VidCons, and even managed to make it into the Jaden Fireside Chat, which was packed. That night there was a concert to wrap up the day, and that was it. The first day of VidCon was over. Day 2 was also filled with panels, from how to capture sound, to building an online business, to a panel on working with illness with both Hank Green and Ash, which was incredible. The highlight of the day, however, was the creator chat. If you don't know, creator chats are where you get to sit down with a creator of your semi-choosing and a group of other VidCon attendees and just talk for an hour. I got to sit down with Braincraft, and our group talked about how to make educational content online and all the problems that you run into while doing that, and it was fascinating. Again, the night ended in a concert, but I went home early because I was already so exhausted. Day 3 started out with the highlight of the day, the gathering of the Nerdfighters, where all the Nerdfighters that came to VidCon got together, and John and Hank went up on stage and just did stuff. I got to see Hank drink 400 gushers worth of gush, and John overcome his fear of heights to jump onto a chest-high chair that threatened falling over after he landed on it. They also did a live version of their podcast, Dear Hank and John, and it was just all around incredible. After that, I attended a few more panels, from a panel on thumbnails to a fireside chat with John Green, and the day ended with the Creator's Show, which was like a panel, a live show, and a concert all in one. There were mini TED Talks, original songs about MySpace and Twitter, and Hank even came out and gave a presentation on creating. After that, our little friend group stopped by the Twix prom very briefly before heading home. So that was it. I mean, Disney Day was tomorrow, but that was the end of my first VidCon. I was walking back to my bus stop with a Nerdfighter friend, and she asked me what I would give VidCon if I were to rate it on a 5-star scale. I had to think about this for a while. There were parts of it that were incredibly fun, but also parts where I was just waiting around for panels to start. I had met some amazing people there that turned out to be friends, but if I didn't meet anybody, I'm sure I would have been a little lonely during the concerts and other social events. It's an amazing convention if you already have a friend group or want to meet people from the internet, but if you don't have a full access pass, those meetings will be very brief and for me would not be worth the ticket price. It does its best to solve the massive issues that come with internet fame, but it seemed more of like a large meet and greet than a creator get-together, which I guess is the best you can hope for when you're dealing with a convention of this scale. The next day was Disney Day. After breakfast with the volunteers of This Star Won't Go Out, as well as some other Nerdfighters, I headed off to Disneyland. Actually, I went to California Adventure first. The large roller coaster there had a small line at the start of the day, so I rode that a few times, admiring all the behind-the-scenes stuff that Disney is so good at hiding. On my second ride through the coaster, I realized that it pulls 0G on some parts of the track, and soon that became my prime reason for riding it again and again. When that got crowded, I went over to the Cars ride, whose pre-ride aesthetics gave me massive Planet Coaster vibes, saw a marching band go down Main Street, USA, and then made my way over to the Star Wars section, and wow, if you like Star Wars, this is the place to come. The attention to detail here is incredible. Not only does each building look like it came right out of the movie, the animatronics and sound coming from all around only heightens that feeling. This was the closest thing I will ever get to being on the set of a Star Wars movie, and I loved it. The line for the Millennium Falcon ride was a bit long, and the ride was honestly a bit underwhelming, but it was fun nonetheless. After that, I went to ride the large coaster again one last time, and met a Doty fan in line. We got a picture afterwards, and I walked all the way across the park to go to the final ride of the day, Soarin'. This is the ride that arguably kickstarted my excitement into robotics, theme park rides, and flying things. This is the ride that gave me that feeling of pure awe and majesty as a kid, and made me feel like I could do anything. And some things you just keep to yourself. I give VidCon 3.5 stars.